Okay, Aries, this is your reading for the period of the new moon on September 9 in Virgo to the full moon on September 24 in Pisces. So as I shuffle, I'd like you to take a couple of deep breaths and release any tension or anxiety that you might be feeling. Focus all of your energy right here. Set aside anything that you're doing. No multitasking. And tune in with your higher self. Make a connection to your higher self and to your guides. And ask your higher self and your guides to connect to my higher self and to my guides, so that we can create a feedback loop of information for the relevant messages to come through for you. Okay. There's a few challenging cards here that would suggest that you're in a bit of a difficult moment right now. Yeah. I mean, the predominant energy here that's coming off of this spread is that you're in a situation right now where it seems like you're dealing with a relationship that feels stressful. It feels like there's some strife here. There's 3 sevens in the reading, as well as the Chariot from the Major Arcana, which is also numbered 7. You have at the crowning card the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. You also have the 7 of Wands, which in itself indicates that you are dealing with some energy that makes you feel on your back foot, a little bit defensive. And at the center of the reading, in the crossing position, you have the 7 of Swords, which indicates some kind of deceit, perhaps. I'll go into each card as we go along, but I just wanted to point that out. There's 3 sevens as well as the Chariot in the reading, so there's a lot of energy around your personal space, your personal willpower, and your you feeling like your space is not totally safe. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're having to defend yourself, and it also feels like you are a little restrained. You've been feeling restrained, and that you feel that it also seems like there could be some lack of honesty. Obviously, with the 7 of Swords as the crossing card, it would seem like you're dealing with some deceit, with some dishonesty, and it seems like you're aware of it and that you are saddened by it, and that you're looking for a way to reclaim some of your energy so that you can turn the situation around and get yourself out of this difficult bind. That's what it feels like. So at the foundation, you have the 2 of Wands. That says to me that you fundamentally already know that you're in the process now where you have to make a decision, and you have to choose whether to stay or whether to go. That's what it feels like here. There's also quite a few Cups cards here. On this axis of the reading here, you've got the 3 of Cups in reverse, the 5 of Cups in reverse, and the 4 of Cups in reverse. And at the top of the deck, which I just flipped over, you have the 2 of Cups in reverse. Now there's also the 6 of Cups here. Now these 2 cards here would say to me that, again, the issue you're dealing with is a personal relationship, an intimate relationship. For some of you, the confusion could be coming from the fact that you feel like this is a soulmate connection and that this is a relationship that is fated. But in fact, it would seem to me that well, first of all, let me talk a little bit about soulmate connections and you know, twin flame relationships. A lot of people seem to be keen to hear about these things and eager to find their soulmate or find their twin soul. And let me just say that, in my opinion, when you come across that energy and you meet someone that you feel like, you know, there's a familiarity there from the moment you first meet them, or there's some type of bond that makes you feel like this is something important or something special, something to fight for, or something to you know, move forward with eagerness. I would just say that in my experience and in my opinion, when you feel that energy, when you meet that energy, usually it means there's unfinished business. Now, just because someone's familiar doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to skip off into the sunset happily ever after. Usually it means there's work to do, because there's things that haven't been resolved from the past, whether that's a past life or whatever. And sometimes that familiar energy that you can feel in relationships, which draw you in, is actually something that can be very painful to deal with, which is what we're seeing here. Because a lot of times those kind of past life connections, or those soulmate connections, when you meet that person that you feel like you know, as I said, it often means that there's unfinished business, and that usually means there's a lot of work to do. And sometimes that unfinished business can be painful, you know. It can be a toxic connection. It can be that you're connected to this person and that you're drawn to them because attachments were formed, some type of unhealthy attachments quite often. Not every soulmate or not every twin flame relationship that you're going to come across is going to be something that is already evolved and already, you know, activating high frequencies of relating. It could mean there's that familiarity there because you have some kind of, you know, unhealthy, unfinished business from the past that draws you back to that person. And you're under no obligation, I must say, you're under no obligation to continue striving to be in that relationship if it's not healthy for you. If you feel like there's dishonesty there, if you feel like your resources are being drained, which is what is suggested here by the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. This says to me that you've invested a lot, whether that's financial. We could be also talking about a business relationship here. Obviously not everyone that is watching this reading is going to be in a relationship that this, you know, is speaking to. But some of you might be involved in a business relationship or some type of partnership to do with work or business. Whatever the case, if you've invested time and money and other resources, if you've shared your space with somebody and you feel like it's not serving you anymore, if it feels unhealthy, if it feels like you're being drained, if it feels like you're being lied to, if it feels like you're being, you know, mentally toyed with to the point where you are constantly questioning yourself and feeling like you're always having to be in defense mode, you know, there's no reason that you have to stay. You're not obligated to anyone. You're not I was going to say you're not contracted, but you know, in spiritual terms, we definitely have contracts in life that we have set up, that we've agreed to sort of work out and resolve. But again, like, free will is always at play, and I think that's what the Chariot is here to speak about. This position is the hopes and fears, and you've got the Chariot upright with the Death card in reverse. You know, this says to me that you do have the potential here to transform the situation, but maybe, perhaps all that there is here in this, if this is speaking about a soulmate and you're feeling like you're being lied to, you're being cheated on, you're being stolen from, your energy's being drained, you're being constantly second guessing yourself because this person is fucking with you mentally, move on. The Chariot is saying drive forward with your willpower and like slice through and move on and get yourself out of a situation that's toxic if it is that. Don't question what you feel. You know, trust your emotions, because you have here in the outcome position the Queen of Cups upright, and I think this is talking about you. Recovering your emotional balance, recovering your emotional stability, and also trusting what you feel. You know, trust what you feel in all cases. And don't let someone force you to second guess yourself, because You know what you feel, and don't ever question that. You have also with the Queen of Cups, the Four of Cups in reverse. And this is kind of suggesting to me that you could be hoping that there's another opportunity available for you to be able to step away from this and move towards it. But I would advise that you don't wait for another person to show up to provide the opportunity for you. You've got to create your own opportunity. You have to see your way through this. You have to find clarity. You know, you've got the Nine of Swords there as the central theme of the reading, crossed by the Seven of Swords. So this is saying to me that you feel bound, you feel restrained, you feel stuck, but you sense that there is some dishonesty going on. You can feel it. Trust what you feel. Don't second guess yourself, and always do what's right for you. People have to earn your trust. They have to earn your love. They don't just get it. There's no free rides for anybody. There's no entitlement. People can show you how they love you by their actions. It's not about them telling you that they love you. If they're showing you that they're being deceitful, that they're being dishonest, if they're toying with you mentally, if you're feeling like someone's making you feel crazy, it's not you, it's them. I feel like this quadrant here, you've got the Three of Cups reversed with the Knight of Rods reversed. And I feel like this Knight of Rods reversed is speaking about whatever the energy of this person who is being dishonest, who's being immature, who's being emotionally damaging, who's being manipulative. I feel like he's being indicated here by the Knight of Rods, as well as by the Seven of Swords, you know, and even the Six of Wands reversed in the coming into the reading position. You know, this is it already feels like a loss, you know. Five of Cups in the reverse position as the outcome card with the Four of Cups reversed. You know, there's obviously a sadness there, and perhaps this card is reversed here because you don't want to admit yet that this isn't working, that there is more energy going out than there is coming in. There's not reciprocity here. I don't see a balance here of people relating. And again, because you've got the Two of Cups also in reverse here, again, I would say the dynamic that you're in is not healthy. It's not balanced. There's no reciprocity. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but I feel like I'm just telling you what you already know here, is that the relationship is not healthy. What else? I mean, again, as I said, the Death card is here in the position of your hopes and fears in the reverse position alongside the Chariot. I think this is speaking to your knowing that perhaps you need to cut through and cut off and move forward, but it's in the reverse position because, again, it doesn't feel like you're totally ready yet to admit that you're at a loss, that there's already a loss. You're not going to lose more by getting away. You're going to gain. You're going to recover your energy. You're going to reclaim your energy. You're going to reclaim your power. Because that's what a lot of these cards are speaking about, is that you are in a disempowered position. That whoever you are relating with, whoever this person is being dishonest and manipulative. It's really clear here from these cards. And your state of emotional unwellness can be recovered once you remove yourself from this situation. Again, I have to just say, like, you know how you feel, so trust your feelings and don't second guess yourself. Don't ever let anyone cause you to second guess the way you feel. Let's see what else is here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, King of Swords in reverse with the Magician reversed, with the Ace of Pentacles reversed, and the World reversed. Now, all of these cards I feel speak again about this Knight of Rods person. King of Swords reversed, somebody who's not honest, somebody who is not upright, he's not righteous. This person is manipulative. This person uses words to confuse and manipulate, as does the Magician reverse. This person is toxic. Sorry. Ace of Wands reversed with the World reversed. So you know, maybe there was some hope maybe you had, like I said, when you come into a relationship where you connect with someone and you feel like there's something really familiar there and there's some, connection that feels really strong, it doesn't have to mean that it's fated and that that's your relationship for life. It's not how it works. You're under no obligation. Yes, we have soul contracts, and yes, we come back into the human form to resolve things, to complete cycles, to help each other. If this is someone that you've known from the past, from a past life, and you feel that connection, unless they're willing to join you in that process of healing, in that process of resolving and recovering and reclaiming energy, no. It's got to be two people coming together equally, with a reciprocity, with an agreeing to resolve things, agreeing to communicate, work things out, agreeing to evolve and grow together. And if both people are not on the same page, there's nowhere to go. After these cards here, you have the Fool, which I'm really happy to see, actually. I hope this is the direction you take, because what this is saying to me is that you can take all this energy and all the lessons from this experience and step forward into your next cycle and return to innocence, return to a sense of trust. You don't have to let this relationship or this environment make you feel bitter and resentful. You can move forward feeling clear once you recover your energy and reclaim your energy and break away from all this toxicity, and step forward into the next cycle with a renewed sense of hopefulness and with trust for life. You don't have to let this situation hold you down and stop you from going forward in life and having other healthy relationships that are nurturing, that are supportive, that are balanced and have reciprocity and are evolved. And, there's no reason why you can't draw a partner towards you that can bring out the best things in you and that doesn't make you second guess yourself and isn't mind fucking you and isn't stealing and cheating and lying. You can have happiness. You can have balance. You can have that on your own too. It's not about like the happily ever after of a relationship. I think our culture is we're all victims of a lot of propaganda from the media and from religion and from the state, kind of making us feel like the end goal, the ultimate all end all be all of life is to have a partner and get married and have kids. And it's not true for everyone. Some people can do that and they enjoy it and they can have a very full life, but it's not, I don't think it should be the goal of people to kind of have relationships and yes, we are physically and chemically designed for that, but we can choose. Yeah. I think it's really important to identify here, if we're just looking at these cards, coming back to what's going on here, identify where you're at and where this other person is at and see clearly what's going on without doubting your feelings. You can make a clear decision and move forward and release whatever is not serving you. Release any kind of harmful energy that's in your field, in your space, in your home, in your close environment, and acknowledge and mourn a loss and let go and move forward. Don't doubt what you feel. That's the really clear message coming through here. Don't doubt what you feel. And move forward doing what's right for you and trust what you know, trust what you feel. Don't let anyone make you second guess yourself. If you're constantly being put in a position where you feel like you have to defend yourself or you have to, if you're dealing with someone that's like hot and cold or, changing their mind, or their mood swings are extreme, it's really draining. And it feels like you're really not enjoying it, and rightly so. So, reclaim your power, reclaim your energy, reclaim your space, and cut people off if they need to be cut off. And if they're the kind of people that are argumentative or antagonistic, try to do it in a way where you don't really have to keep communicating with them afterwards, because they can easily rope you back in. That's what this type of energy of the King of Swords reverse and the Magician reverse can do. These kind of people can be very clever wordplay, manipulative with language, can easily make you change your mind even though you already know what you want and how you want to behave and what you want to do. This type of person, this type of energy can really make you do what you don't want to do. So be aware of that and really recover, reclaim your space, make clear boundaries, and cut people off if that's what you need to do. And don't be sorry. Don't be sorry about it. Do what's right for you. If you have family members, children around you that are also being affected by this person, do what's right for you and your close people, and don't let this person manipulate you anymore. I feel like you're in a situation where you're constantly feeling edgy and nervous and anxious, and you need to know that's not normal. You know, we all have stressful factors in our lives that we have to deal with. Stress is sort of a normal part of life. But if you're dealing with a person that's constantly making you feel on edge, constantly making you feel anxious, constantly making you feel nervous, constantly making you worried, constantly making you feel stressed, every time you see them, if you know they're about to come home, you start to get nervous and anxious, end it. Okay, Aries, that was the general reading. I'm going to take the Voyager deck now and do another holographic mandala spread for your higher octave reading. You can get a little bit more information on what's going on here. Hopefully we can get some more clarity on the deeper spiritual meaning behind what's going on. Just try to give you more tools for you to use to move forward with, to resolve, and to kind of glean as much as you can from this situation. So while I'm shuffling, just take a couple of deep breaths and send your energy over this way so that I can get some really clear messages for you. Child of Worlds, crossed by the Four of Wands, crowned by the Magician. But the foundation is the High Priestess in reverse. Interesting mirror there. Ace of Cups, Nine of Wands, Four of Pentacles reversed, Child of Wands reversed, Woman of Crystals reversed, the Hierophant reversed, Temperance, called art in this deck, Five of Crystals reversed, Death, and Woman of Cups. Okay. Six of Crystals, and at the base, Master is called Sage of Worlds reversed. Okay. I'll go into this in deeper meaning, in deeper explanation in the higher octave reading, but I'll just say briefly that I feel as though, yeah, it seems pretty clear here that there's some kind of like, it's kind of like a psychic battle going on. That's what it feels like here. And even though it's there, you know, from the general spread, the first reading, it really felt like a very challenging environment to be in, a very challenging energy. I feel that on a higher level, what's going on here is that you are really becoming empowered in your psychic space and in your emotional body. Because what it's giving me here is like, even though there's still quite a few reversals, and I'll go into that in the higher octave reading, it feels like this person and you are kind of battling it out in a psychic space, whether or not you're aware of it. And I feel like you might not have been until now, because you have the Priestess at the base of the reading in reverse. And you have the Magician as the crowning card in the upright position. So it's interesting how these are kind of mirroring each other, you know, like this masculine and feminine energy. And of course, as in all things, you know, like people people that we interact with are often reflecting who we are. So perhaps if you've been in a difficult relationship with some, you know, dishonesty or deceit or energy leaking and stuff like that, that's something for you to learn how to master in your own body, because you wouldn't be drawing people into your field if you weren't doing a bit of that yourself. So there's a little bit of that to look at, but on an energetic level, like on a more kind of like higher frequency of like the overtone of what's going on, it does feel like a psychic battle. And what the potential for you is to really evolve your psychic space through it, and to really refine your intuition and your sensitivity through it. But it's also about reclaiming, like I said in the first reading, it's about reclaiming your energy field, reclaiming your space, and just saying no, learning how to say no to people and cutting people off. You see, you have the death card again here. Okay, I'll leave it there. If you want more of what this reading is about, you can click through and see the higher octave reading in the description box below. I would recommend that you rewatch the first general reading right now, and then watch it again in a week's time, because there's a lot of information in there, and the more you watch it, the more different things you'll pick up at different times, depending on events as they're unfolding. Thanks, Aries. Thanks for trusting me to share this space with you. It means a lot. I'll see you in the next reading.